What's up guys, it's Michaela. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about sharks and shark conservation, shark finning, and why sharks aren't the man-eating animals that humans make them out to be. So I hope you guys enjoy and let's dive in. A few days ago I put a poll up on my Instagram asking my followers if they are afraid of sharks, and to my surprise a lot of my followers voted no, and I thought it was going to be the opposite. I figured a lot of my followers were going to be afraid of sharks, and once I started asking people why they weren't afraid or why they are afraid, I started noticing a lot of my followers who voted no tend to spend a lot of time in the ocean, and the followers who voted yes they are afraid tend to not spend a lot of time in the ocean or don't go in the ocean in general. And there's nothing wrong with that. I quite frankly wouldn't go somewhere that has something I'm afraid of, but my hope for this video is to teach some of you guys who are afraid of sharks that they aren't this man-eating predator that us humans make them out to be, and that we shouldn't really be afraid of them. We should actually be respecting them more and researching them more and spending more time with them. When someone thinks of a shark, they probably think of giant great whites or tiger sharks or hammerhead sharks, and they think that these guys are out to kill people and they're gonna kill everybody in the water and they're gonna kill every surfer and they're just gonna literally hunt someone down like the movie Jaws. When in reality, I think it's less than 6% of sharks are over 3 feet long. A lot of sharks are very, very tiny. If you take into account sharks like leopard sharks, horn sharks, swell sharks, and other tiny shark species, they make up the majority of sharks as a whole. There are very few sharks that get to the lengths like great whites, hammerheads, tiger sharks, and etc. Movies such as Jaws and The Meg paint an unrealistic picture of sharks. These movies paint sharks to be these man-hunting, man-hungry animals that are gonna kill everything in their sight, including humans, which is simply not true. If you look at the statistics for shark attacks, they are so incredibly low. If we look at 2019 as a whole worldwide, there were 140 documented shark attacks. When you think of how many people are swimming in the ocean every single day, there's more than 140 people swimming in the ocean every day down in Newport and Huntington Beach, California. It was recorded that 140 attacks worldwide were documented. When you look at those numbers, that is so incredibly small. I don't even know how to do the math to figure out what percent that is, but I'm guaranteed it's less than 1%. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot over and put up this chart. So if you look at this chart, there were 64 unprovoked shark attacks, there were 41 provoked shark attacks, 12 boat attacks, 1 scavenge shark attack, I'm not too sure what that means, public aquaria, 1 shark attack, which means a shark bit a diver or a worker in a public aquarium, doubtful, 3 shark attacks, no assignment could be made, 9, and not confirmed, 9. I'm gonna read the definitions of provoked shark attacks and unprovoked shark attacks on my phone because I can't remember the definitions no matter how hard I try. So a provoked shark attack is defined as an incident where an attack on a live human occurs in the shark's natural habitat with no human provocation of the shark. So this would be an example of if a surfer is surfing and the shark comes up and attacks the surfer. The surfer in no way was harassing the shark, provoking the shark, or doing anything to the shark. This fell on the shark's perception of the surfer being food, because you guys have probably read a million different places that if you are sitting on a surfboard with your hands dangling down, you are more likely to look like a seal, because sharks don't have very good eyesight to begin with. They rely solely on their sense of smell and their ampullae of Lorenzini, which if you didn't know that, it's a sense right on the ridge of their rostrum. It looks like little teeny pinholes, and it basically lets them detect electromagnetic waves throughout the water. And with that being said, their sight, like I said, isn't that good. So if you're sitting on a surfboard looking like a seal, they're gonna probably think you're a seal, and they're gonna take a bite and they're gonna be like, what the heck is this? This is not a seal, because us humans are not on their food chain. We are not on their menu, and once they take that investigative bite and realize this is not what I'm looking for, they're gonna leave. With that being said, let's go on to provoked attacks. So a provoked attack occurs when a human initiates interaction with a shark in some way. These instances include when divers are bitten after harassing or touching a shark, attacks on spearfishers, attacks on people attempting to feed sharks, bites occurring while unhooking or removing a shark from a fishing net, and so forth. So you could have probably guessed from the title, provoked shark attack. You are harassing the shark and you are kind of like, hey, like you're kind of messing with them. You know when you instigate your little brother and you're like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. That's basically what they're kind of explaining. If you're doing something that is going to draw the shark towards you, that is a provoked shark attack. Spearfishing is a huge area for shark attacks because you're gonna have a bloody fish somewhere near you and sharks are gonna be like, ooh, that's food, and they're gonna try and get it and they're gonna miss and they're gonna bite you, or something else is going to happen in that situation that causes the shark to bite you instead of the prey that they are looking for. In 2019, there were 64 documented unprovoked shark attacks, and when you look at the history of unprovoked shark attacks, that number is actually lower than the yearly average. The yearly average is usually around 82 unprovoked shark attacks. So 2019 was on the lower end of the spectrum for unprovoked shark attacks. In 2019, there were 5 fatal shark attacks and 2 of them were proven to be unprovoked, and the yearly average is typically around 4 fatalities from shark attacks, so 5 isn't too much of an increase. Those numbers show you that it being a provoked shark attack definitely is more dangerous than it being an unprovoked shark attack. Unprovoked shark attacks such as surfing, like I said, sharks usually take a bite, and once they taste that you're not what they're looking for, they're gonna let go and they're not going to bother you any further. With unprovoked shark attacks, the shark could get angry, the shark could be frustrated, and it could take out its frustration, which clearly leads to more fatalities. I'm gonna put up another chart on this screen, and it is the countries where all of these shark attacks occurred. So we have the United States leading those numbers. I don't know why it would lead those numbers. I kind of have to believe it's due to our population and our population's lack of respect for sharks, but that just could be my thought. That's not proven anywhere. Australia is coming into... Hello? No, it was in an accident and it was totaled by insurance last year. Coming in at number 2 is Australia with 11 total shark attacks with 0 fatalities, just like the United States. There's a bug on my camera. Then we have the Bahama Islands with 2 shark attacks, Caribbean Islands with 1, Cuba with 1, French Polynesia with 1, Guam with 1, Israel with 1, Mexico with 1, New Caledonia 1, Republic of South Africa 1, and Reunion Island 1. And out of all of those countries, the Bahama Islands had 1 fatal unprovoked shark attack and the Reunion Islands had 1 unprovoked shark attack. Fatality. So out of all those countries listed, only 2 had fatal shark attacks, bringing the number to 2. And like I said, those 2 shark attacks were proven to be unprovoked. I said that earlier in the video, with 5 fatalities in 2019 and 2 of them were unprovoked, which means 3 of them were either spearfishing or other activities that I listed earlier in the video. I just might as well stay here the rest of the video, but I'm gonna put up another chart, and it is the 2019 US statistics for shark attacks. So Florida had 21 shark attacks, which makes me wonder what people in Florida are doing to get all these shark attack numbers, and they had 21, which is crazy. Hawaii came in at 9, and I would think Hawaii would be more than Florida. I don't know why I would think that, but obviously I'm wrong. California had 3, and North Carolina had 3. Georgia, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and the Virgin Islands all had 1, which brings the US total of shark attacks to 41. This is the last chart, I promise, but this chart shows you the victim activity at time of attack. So surfing and board sports was 53%, swimming and wading was 25%, snorkeling, freediving was 11%, body surfing / horseplay or just playing in the water was 8%, and scuba was 3%. So that just brings me back to, if you are surfing and you're gonna look like a seal, that is going to kind of lead to an unprovoked attack. The shark isn't trying to eat you. The shark isn't trying to hunt you down and kill you. They are just simply thinking you are a seal, because if you look at a picture, I'm gonna put one up right here, of someone laying on a surfboard from underwater, they do look like a seal. Like, I could see where the shark thinks that this is a seal. With all of those shark attack statistics being shared, let's start talking about shark conservation and where the real danger stems from. If we look at shark finning and the killing of sharks, over 100 million sharks are killed each year. And if you do the math, that equates to 11,000 worldwide per hour. So in one Shark Week episode that you watch, 11,000 sharks are killed worldwide. And that just makes my blood boil, because we think that sharks are some of these man-eating creatures and that they're so dangerous and people don't even go in the ocean because of them. But they kill 5 people per year, and we are killing 11,000 per hour. That blows my mind. 30% of all sharks and rays are at risk for extinction. That is way too high of a number. I highly recommend you check out this video. I believe, I forgot who it's by, Coral something, but I will go ahead and link it down below. He was a college senior who had like 4 fish tanks in his room, but he recently took a trip to Indonesia. The video is about some scientist or marine biologist over there converting shark fishing boats to shark tourist boats, and they make 10 times the amount of money that those fishermen made from killing sharks. And it's just such an amazing short documentary. I highly recommend you watch it. Like I said, I'll link it down below. To anyone who is a frequent ocean goer, whether that be surfing, swimming, freediving, parasailing, anything that has to do with being in the ocean, I highly recommend the book What You Should Know About Sharks by Ocean Ramsey. It is packed full of information. I read it and I learned a lot. What to do if you're a victim of a shark attack, what to do if there is a shark around you, and how to behave around sharks to prevent an attack. That was all the information I have for you guys in this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please, please, please think about shark conservation. They are a huge species that is needed in our oceans. They are basically the cleanup crew of our oceans. If it weren't for sharks, there would be dead whales, dead fish, sick fish everywhere, which would lead us to consume them, and we would be in really deep trouble. I just want all of you guys to think about why we are afraid of sharks and why we shouldn't be afraid of sharks, because we are obviously the deadly predator in this situation, not the sharks. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!